Hi, my name is Peter Hartman, and you're watching the Appreciationist pre-show. The pre-show starts at 6:45 p.m. every Wednesday. It gives you about 15 minutes to get set up, get your camera working, get your microphone working, find out what we're doing for the show, and the show will be starting at 7 p.m. Just in a few minutes. So if you're watching the pre-show, if you're sticking around for the show, just hang in there for about 10 minutes or so. We'll be starting soon. If you want to participate live with your webcam or your microphone, feel free to connect with us. The description has all the details that is required in order to participate with us. All you need is a webcam. If you don't have a webcam, you can just use your microphone. You don't have to show your face. You can just be on the microphone. If you don't want to participate live, don't worry about it. You can just watch the show. No obligation there. Look, watching the pre-show, just waiting for other people to join us to see if anyone is joining us. And look, we have Dimitri joining us here today. Just stepping out for a second. So just hang in there if you're watching. We're getting ready for the show. We're starting at around 7 p.m., so stay tuned for that. Hi, Dimitri. How are you doing?
Pretty good, you?
Awesome. Good to see you.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, I can definitely hear you.
I had a mic problem.
Yeah. Well, it's going good now, so that's good. Just make sure everything's good on my end here. I wonder who's joining the show today. Okay, so I see someone is having some difficulty. I used to be able to do this if not, if it was. Okay, let me check that link.
I like your tie.
Thanks. Okay. Okay, can I just not sure. Oh, Rita's watching. Okay, so it's working for her. Yeah, we were a little late for the pre-show, so there's some difficulty there. But if you click the link on the description in the meetup event on our meetup page, you should come right away. So Rita said, "Never mind, I'm on now." That's good. There we are. If you're having any trouble trying to log on, you can post a message anywhere, either on our meetup page, Facebook page, YouTube page, Google Plus page, whatever it is. Just post something there that you're having some trouble, and we'll try and help you out. You can go to meetup.com/TLOANTL. You'll find the link to our to this event in the description there, as well as all the information that's needed. Capture Smile. What is this? What is the thing with Hangouts?
I'm just experimenting with different stuff.
Okay, cool.
Oh, okay, I got it. I can take a picture of you whenever I want.
Yeah, I heard the snap. It was pretty funny.
I take a picture,
photos.
And on the bottom there's a lower margin, and I see pictures of. I could take as many pictures as I want of the screen, and I see it there.
Yeah, I can see it too. I can see the picture you just took. That's pretty cool. I guess it shares it with everybody else. That's funny.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Hey, do you want to take like 3 or 4 pictures to put on the website? Just a suggestion.
Put on website. Actually, but what I actually can do is I can take pictures after the fact. I do video editing, so I'm able to get the exact picture that I want. But here, let's try the picture thing here. I wonder. How did you do the picture? Oh, there we go.
Betty's here.
Hey there.
Hi, Peter.
How you doing?
Good, you?
Good, good. Thank you for joining.
Hi, Betty.
Hi, Dimitri.
Oh, we have more people joining. Oh, we have a full house today.
Hi.
Hey there. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Melissa.
Hi,
Nice
Peter.
to meet
Hi,
you
everyone.
guys.
Say that again.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, Valerie.
Hi, Dimitri. Long time no see.
Yeah, how are you?
Fine. How are you?
Pretty good.
Welcome, Melissa.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
This is wonderful. So many people.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, so let me get this open here. So we're going to be starting the show in about 5 minutes or so. 3 minutes or so. The show's going to go from 7 to 7:30, hopefully, fingers crossed. We're going to be talking about self-confidence today. Thanks to our friend Beatty, who suggested it. Very cool. Self-confidence, I think, is a very good topic for today. Just so you guys are aware, so we start off with guest introductions and a moment of appreciation. So what I like to do is sort of assign who will go first. That way it's not this sort of confusion. So we have 4 people. Who wants to go first? The same order we go with introductions will be the same order for the appreciationist. Who wants to go first? Who wants to go second? You'll go first? Okay, you'll go first. Who wants to go second?
I can.
Valerie second. Okay. Melissa third. And last will be Dimitri. Okay, that sounds good. So Beatty, then Valerie, then Melissa, then Dimitri. Perfect. When you introduce yourself, if you're working on anything, if you have a project, if you have a website or anything like that, that's the time where you can feel free to sort of share that with anyone. If there's something you want to say, a comment, something you want to draw attention to, feel free during your introduction. The moment of appreciation is where we just sort of look back on our week and we pull out things that we appreciated and we share that with people. It's really the most important thing we do in the show here today. Well, we're getting ready to start. Got my water with ice this time. I'm wearing a tie here, so I have to like stay cool. I'm also wearing shorts, so I mean, don't let the tie fool you. I'm not exactly proper right now.
At least you're wearing shorts. That's good. Sorry, I just had to go there.
Yeah, of course, of course. You know, one day I really want to do like a pajama one where I'm wearing, because my brother has these, he was bought, I guess, as a joke gift. I hope it was a joke gift. These footy pajamas. There's like one-piece footies, but for an adult. Did you know they made those? It's crazy. So I thought about wearing footy pajamas. But maybe we'll save that for a show. Well, maybe self-confidence would have been a good show to do that on.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. 6:59. Okay, we're just gonna do a microphone test. So we're gonna go in order. So Beatty, then Valerie, then Melissa, then Dimitri. We're just gonna do a voice test to see if there's any lag or noise. So just say anything you want.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name's Baby.
Okay, cool. That works. Val,
Hi, this is Val. I hope everybody's okay.
working well. Perfect. Melissa.
Ah!
It's working well. Good. Dimitri.
Hi, this is Dimitri. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Yeah, we can hear you. Okay, perfect. Everything's working well. Very cool. Sam is just letting me know. Okay, jokes are ready. Okay, time to start the show. 7 o'clock. Sam, she's the co-organizer for the group, so she watches the show often, and she sort of helps me with messages and stuff like that. So she's messaging me right now. Okay, perfect. Everything's good there. I just lost video feed for 2 people. Is that just me, or?
I have a message that said the law of attraction open capture smile, but I don't have a camera, so there's like, I don't know what that is.
It said that it wanted to take a picture.
Yeah, that was me. I was trying to remove the capture feature that I had put on.
Yeah, I'm doing this. I have mine on too, so I have to take mine off. So I guess I just go to camera, and then.
Because if you remove it, then you have a bigger screen.
Okay, perfect. So it looks like we're good. Awesome. So did anybody turn off the cameras? Because I can't see Melissa or Beatty anymore. Is that just me, or can you still see them? Oh, Melissa's back. And Beatty's back. Okay, great. You guys are ready?
Yes.
Awesome. Here we go. Hi, my name is Peter Hartman. You're watching The Appreciationist. Thank you very much for joining us. On tonight's show, we'll be talking about self-confidence. Before we get to the topic of this show, let's introduce the guests that have graciously joined us today. It's a full house today. How are you guys doing?
Great.
How about introducing yourselves? Who wants to go first?
Hi everyone, I'm Beatty. I'm from China, and I've been following the show for a while, and I find the show very uplifting. And my purpose of learning from the show is to try to attract happiness into my life, and I hope it works for everybody else as well. Enjoy the show.
Awesome, very cool. Thank you for joining. Who's next?
Hi, I'm Val. I've met Peter and his group, I think, last summer, so it's been almost a year, and I've been enjoying it tremendously. It's changed quite a few things in my life, and so I love to participate in those shows whenever I can, because it's always super inspiring and full of useful tips.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, we get a lot of useful tips, not only from me, but from you guys, right? When you guys are sort of free-flowing, expressing how you feel, a lot of people get stuff from that as well. That's really cool. Thank you for joining us, man. Yeah, really good. Thank you very much for coming. Who's next?
Hi, my name is Melissa. It's my very first time participating to that group. I'm very excited about it, and I can already sense the very good vibe of positive energy. So I think it's going to be awesome. I'm a big fan of the law of attraction. I think I'm trying to use it in my daily life, and I'm going to have a very nice story to tell you. I had the most miraculous week of my life last week.
Wow.
And I'm looking forward to tell you about it.
That's really awesome. That's really awesome. Oh, I'm really looking forward to hearing about that. I even want to just skip right to that so we can hear it. No, we'll have to hear our good friend Dimitri. How are you doing?
Pretty good. I'm Dimitri, and 2 weeks ago I was on the Appreciationist, and it had a tremendous impact on me. And I'm just I come as much as I can and enjoy the show, and every time try to give a different introduction to the previous one. So I guess it's not a big introduction, more of a what happened last week, but I just wanted to make a difference.
Very good. Very cool. We have a first-time visitor, Melissa, so really glad that you're here. And we have a long-time attendee, Dimitri, who sort of, regularly contributes. If you've watched the show before, you can hear he gives some good advice, some good sort of tips. So one thing that he mentioned that really stuck with me is this sort of exercise of forgiveness, right? So that was really a powerful session. Beatty, Valerie, you guys are also regulars now, and well, Valerie certainly, in my opinion. Beatty, you're here again. So I'm really happy you guys are here. My name is Peter Hartman. You guys know who I am, so I won't get into all that. I want to jump right into a moment of appreciation. You guys feel ready for that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So we're going to do a moment of appreciation. Moment of appreciation is a segment on the show where we take a moment to look back on our week, look back in the past few days, and pick out something that we find of value. Not only to pick out something that is of value, but to really enjoy the idea and bring it back up. So that exercise of appreciation is so powerful because as you give yourself reasons to appreciate, it becomes easier and easier. I know from doing the show and from hearing from people like Valerie, for example, just knowing that on Wednesday you have to share this moment of appreciation causes you to sort of look out for it during the week. And so I know that I'm sort of far more aware of my moments as they are happening, and it wasn't always that way. And it's sort of practicing this exercise sort of makes you more proficient at it. So we're going to jump right into a moment of appreciation. We'll do the same order that we did at introductions. Maybe you want to go first?
Yeah. Well,
Awesome.
today we had a very heavy heavy rain early in the morning. And then at the time when I was heading out to work, it stopped. So I really appreciate that because it makes my driving so much easier. And later today, after work, it's all very sunny, and so then I was able to bring my bike outside. So it was really nice. That's just it's like the weather went as what I want it to be. It was
Isn't
nice.
That's really cool. Isn't that awesome when even the weather seems to conspire to be on your side? Very cool. Like when the rain, I remember one time I had to go outside and there was rain everywhere, but just the spot that I was in, there was no rain. Like literally the spot that I was in. And sometimes you think to yourself, hang on there. Is someone looking out for me? So very cool. Very cool. Very nice. Thank you very much for sharing that, Beatty.
No problem.
Who's next?
Val. My moment of appreciation happened on Sunday, but I realized it probably more yesterday. Well, though I realized a bit of it on Sunday morning. I was reading, and I was reading a book, but like a real book, not an e-book, because I read both. And I was enjoying it tremendously. And what happens when I read a real book, as I call it, I slow down. And I think I enjoy life a bit more. And as I was reading it, because I just love the words, the expression, the culture, the whole atmosphere of it, and the how funny it was as well. But it was full of descriptions of everyday life, you know, little things from everyday life, and it brought me back to that right now, but also to my childhood. And I decided on Sunday morning I wanted to go and get some chocolate buns for breakfast. And I did that. I couldn't go to the regular bakery because for some reason it was closed. So I went to another one that I used to go to, and it's a family business. And I hadn't seen those people in a long time, and not that they remember me or anything like that, but I remember them. And now there was a wife and there was a little girl I hadn't seen before. And just that whole atmosphere of the family business. Not that I would want one myself, but it's just, I don't know, it was just a warm feeling, you know, of like going to a place that you know in your neighborhood, and you know those people, and that they're still doing it, and you have more generation doing it, and I don't know, it just gave me a very warm feeling, you know, and so I think I enjoyed that more than eating the chocolate buns, even though they were delicious. But that's it. So that's my moment of appreciation.
That's really cool. I really like that. That's a sort of a unique insight that we haven't heard here before. Sort of appreciating, you know, just these aspects of life. Reading a book, I know this for sure. I read books on my iPhone all the time now, and I really like it because I can fit as much as I want. It remembers my page and all that stuff. But there's just something about holding a real book, you know, and flipping through those pages. There's this sort of physical sense memory to it, and this whole diving into this whole new world. And then appreciating, a family-run business. I think the world would be, I don't want to say a better place. I would like a world where people started spending their money and started supporting businesses that were like that, family-run, locally run, sort of supporting the community that you're living in. So really cool to be able to go there and see that family. You haven't seen them in a while. You maybe remind me of a place that I used to go to where I used to live, and I just got familiar with the people who worked there and their family. You know, we're even Facebook friends, and to go back there again, I can just imagine how it might feel. Thank you for sharing that, Valerie. That's really cool.
You're welcome.
Who's next?
My turn.
That's right, Melissa.
Is it a good moment to share my wonderful week, or you prefer that I keep that for later?
Please, no, this is the moment. This is the time.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try to make a short story because it's an adventure that started a couple months ago. Basically, I've started to do some mentoring with a company called Prosper in the United States. And this company works with Dr. Joe Vitale. I don't know if you guys know about him.
Yes, I've heard of him.
Okay. So at one point, I was watching a webinar on the internet, and it was a webinar made by Dr. Vitale. And when I looked at him, I had this very, very strong intuition that I was going to meet him someday, and soon enough, you know. And so at one point, with my mentor I was working with, he asked me to write a letter to Dr. Vitale, which I did. So it was my first step towards meeting him. And then shortly after, there was a contest on Dr. Vitali's website, and if we made a video of ourselves using one of his personal development technique, we could win a phone conversation with him. So I did. I sent my video, and I won. So I was very, very happy about that. And maybe 2 weeks after that, I received a phone call. And a guy was telling me that instead of having a phone call with Dr. Vitali, they invited me to go to Texas to do a shooting of a new product they wanted to sell on internet. So
wow.
That's amazing. You know, when you believe in the law of attraction, those miracles can happen all the time. So I spent my last week in Texas filming personal development technique and product with a wonderful bunch of people, and with Dr. Vitali, I got to meet him and spend a week with him. So my vibrations are so high right now, you have no idea.
Yeah, you don't fit on the screen right now.
That is very cool. Wow, what a story. Isn't that amazing? Sometimes things hit you, just like the weather, just like whatever it is, it hits you like this, like there's almost magic in the world, you know. I can understand why some people consider the law of attraction or things like this like a sort of a magical thing, because something's happened out of the blue that you couldn't predict. There's no amount of writing list that you might have, you know, been able to conjure this up, but these opportunities just fall in your lap. And your willingness to, you know, create a video is what sort of leads you down this path, this willingness to participate, this willingness to become engaged. That's very cool. That's a powerful story.
Yeah, you have to take inspired action for sure, but for me it was a great lesson because, you know, when you just throw something out there like, oh, I want to meet this guy, I have no emotions implied, or I don't have limiting beliefs toward this thing because it's so out of the blue, you know. So it was a good lesson, because if I could do that with everything in my life, let's just say I want to be a millionaire, or I want to have a kid or something, without feelings or without limiting belief, it's just a proof that it can happen so quickly when you don't let your mind get in the way of all that.
Right, when there's no resistance.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. That's sort of like an encouragement to sort of motivate people to sort of deal with what might be their limiting factors, right? Deal with what's going on in your mind. We'll be talking about that more when we talk about self-confidence. But I want to thank you very much for sharing that, Melissa. That was really great. Last but not least.
Hi, my moment of appreciation. I have too many. I'm not sure which one to pick.
That's a good problem to have.
I guess I'm going to pick the last time I saw you, which was 2 weeks ago. That session, I don't know what it was about that session, talking about forgiveness, but after that session, it seemed like, okay, it was an interesting session, but that was it. I mean, it wasn't amazing, it was just interesting, a lot of good conversation, good ideas coming both ways, and that was it. But after the session was over, I was on cloud 9. I don't know why, I was on cloud 9. And it lasted for 12 hours.
Wow.
And I'm just appreciating that session. Thanks.
That's very cool. You know, I know how you feel. I had the same sort of sensation. Yes, it was like an interesting session. It was animated, lively, but it was meaningful in a way that only sort of keeping your focus on a topic can make something meaningful that way. When you set your mind to a challenge, when you set your focus to a challenge, to an issue, and you persist within it sort of purely for a little while, it sort of becomes a part of like your thinking process. And I could sort of see how it could stay with you for a few hours. It could stay with you for a little while. I felt that way, and it made me sort of question. You know, part of the problem that I have is that, you know, I teach this stuff, so it's easy to fall into the habit of, well, I already know. But there's something about sort of revisiting it, refreshing the idea in your mind, talking about it. And this forgiveness, I realized I still had sort of like these knots of not forgiving people, and I just sort of ignored it, you know, just let it be. And that when you mentioned that challenge, especially, the 20 minutes a day, I thought, oh wow, that's right. You can actually just make up your own challenges, right? You can just do them. Why do I forget that you can do them for something like this? And when you said that to me, it was really cool. And then you put another post, a comment on the event that furthered it, and I was like, oh, okay, we really are on the same track. I could feel that it was so sort of meaningful that you're like, oh, I'm not going to just do it for 20 minutes. I'm going to do it for even longer. So that was really cool. I really like that. That's a wonderful moment of appreciation. You know, I'll steal that because that's mine too.
Just one last thing before I give you the mic. I just want to say thank you to Betty because the last 3 sessions, her ideas have been so powerful that the sessions in Appreciationist are just more meaningful now. I just want to say thank you, Betty, for coming up with these suggestions, and I encourage you to come up with even more suggestions because you're making these talks more interesting for us.
Absolutely right. Yeah, I hear from people who say, you know, that you know, they don't say that the old episodes weren't meaningful, but they do say that the last one you did or something like that really sort of touched me. And I know it's precisely because we're talking about something that is meaningful to someone. It was brought about not just as a topic, but because it came out of someone's desire to know more. And when I wake up in the morning and I see a message from Beatty saying, can we talk about this? I think, of course we can talk about that. That is especially the thing I want to talk about. And today is no exception, self-confidence. So thank you very much for doing that. I really see in people like you like this sort of drive in participating, right? When I hear Melissa's story about putting the video up for Vitaly, I'm not surprised that she's here today. You know what I mean? When I hear Valerie talking about, she's the one who really put it in my head that you sort of, this moment of appreciation, you sort of you're looking forward to it as opposed to looking back on it. You know, you're sort of expecting it along the way. And the conversations that we've had with everyone here today, you know, very meaningful to me. And I feel like it's growing, right? Not only growing in size, but growing in terms of like substance, you know. And so I'm really happy about that. Very good for bringing that out, Dimitri. That's really cool. You've got the eye of an appreciation, a de facto appreciation today. I'll tell you, my moment of appreciation was the picnic we just had. We had a social picnic at Angrillon Park. Almost everyone had a hard time finding us, and so everyone who was there were like the survivors of their adventure. And I had such love in my heart for people who would try for half an hour to find us, right, with their food. And sitting down with all those people, you can see pictures of that on the meetup page. We had a wonderful time, beautiful weather, wonderful people, new people I've seen before. Really good feeling. I left feeling very high on life. So that was my moment of appreciation, the social potluck picnic. I want to have another one before, you know, I want to have at least 1 or 2 before the season is out because you want to take advantage of this warm weather, you know. I can't imagine having a picnic out in September or something like that. So you want to take advantage of the warm weather. And I want to take advantage of this time to jump into the joke of the week. You guys ready for that?
Yay!
Joke of the week. Perfect. Look, sometimes the jokes of the week fall flat. Sometimes they fly high. And either way, I'm always really happy. Today's jokes, I can promise you, are cringe-worthy, but we'll enjoy them anyway. We're picking between 2 words. Playful was left over from last week. And we have brave for this week. Playful and brave. You guys can vote for the word, and whatever word you pick, that's the joke that we will read.
Brave.
Playful.
2 for brave, 1 for playful.
Brave.
Brave.
Brave it is then.
What did Baby vote for?
Brave.
Brave. Okay, perfect. Brave it is. So playful. Playful is here for another week. I think it's the 3rd week. If you want to know what the playful joke is, please tune in next week, 7 p.m. This week, brave. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay.
Well, at least you're enjoying it already, so that's good.
It's just so childish. I think to myself, no, I have to have like a nice professional joke. Then I think to myself, I'm not professional. You know, I'm wearing shorts and a tie. I'm not professional. Okay, here we go. Just so you know, especially for the newcomer here today, the word has nothing to do with the joke. So the word is just the means for us to pick the joke. The joke is standalone. There we go. I was in the pub yesterday when I suddenly realized I desperately needed to fart. The music was really, really loud, so I timed my farts with the beats. After a couple of songs, I started to feel better. I finished my pint and noticed that everyone was staring at me. Then, I suddenly remembered that I was listening to my iPod.
That is a good one.
Okay, so you guys are all as childish as I am. Okay, I feel a little bit better.
Absolutely.
You know what? I needed some confidence to read that joke. Okay, so that's our joke of the week. Thank you very much for listening to that. So we're going to be talking about self-confidence. Just before that, I want to let you guys know in our segment, What a Great Idea. It's a segment where I point you towards an app, a service, an idea, a product, a website that really deserves your attention, because whatever we give our attention to will become a greater part of our experience, right? That's really, to me, the law of attraction. Whatever you give your attention to will become a greater part of your experience. So why not give our attention to great ideas that uplift us? Today's idea is an app. It's another app. It's called Good Habit Maker. Good Habit Maker. It's a free app. It's available on the iPhone. And what it does is that it allows you to sort of remind you of the habits that you want to keep, but it reminds you with sort of positive affirmations. So I'm just going to pull one up here real quick. Good Habit Maker. So instead of you sort of deciding I want to be more confident, for example, you choose out of a list of positive affirmations, and it just reminds you of this affirmation during the day. It reminds you at different intervals, 3 to 5 times a day, for example. This is what the app looks like. You can see it. My camera's a little laggy here. Okay, no, you guys can't see it because the light's shining in here. But here it says, I enjoy getting things done straight away. So if you're trying to work on procrastination, for example, instead of having something, a reminder that says, do more, it just says, I enjoy getting things done straight away. It's this positive affirmation to sort of remind you. Because I don't know if you guys ever used a reminder app before, but when it's just telling you what you have to do, it doesn't sort of motivate you to get it done. But when it sort of positively orients you towards what you want to do, then you're likely to engage with what you're wanting to do without feeling sort of the negative side effects of not doing it or whatever it is. So, Good Habit Maker, you definitely want to check that out. So, self-confidence. Awesome. Very cool. I hope you guys like it. If you want to contribute an idea to What a Great Idea, if you have a project, something that you're working on, something that you find very cool, please send that over to us. You can post that anywhere on our Facebook, Twitter, Meetup, Google+, any page that you find us on, and we'll share that here. Today we're talking about self-confidence. Okay, who here is working on self-confidence? I know I am.
Always am.
Right? Well, there's some people that are just like, I'm confident, but working on self-confidence is very important. So there's some things that I can say about it, but I wonder, what is your opinion? How would you define confidence? Anyone? How would you define? So there's no wrong way. We're just sort of feeling our way. How would you define confidence? What do you think confidence is?
My definition of self-confidence is the courage to be yourself.
Very good.
You can, say, walk into a club, and you could walk in such a way that people see you as fearless. But that's not self-confidence. That might be overconfidence. Because if that's not who you are, then that's wrong. So for me, it's the courage to be who you are.
That's an exceptional definition. That is way better than my definition. You just ruined my definition for confidence.
That's it. The show is over. Thank you, Dimitri.
That's it. The courage to be yourself. Isn't that well put? The courage to be yourself. That's exceptional. Really, confidence. We sort of tie that to our demeanor, but you're tying it to sort of our perception of self. That's very cool. What do you guys think?
And what I like is it's like it's an action. See, my definition was as usual more of a feeling, and it's not an action. It's like, oh, okay, well, I was self-confident that day, but it just happened almost by accident. I was comfortable with my environment or the people I was with, or, you know, I was like, oh, I was self-confident that way. But I like your definition, Dimitri, because then you can decide. It's a decision. It's like, okay, I'm gonna be courageous enough to be myself in whatever situation. So it's a decision, and I like that.
Okay, now there's more to that. What happens is when you walk and talk the way that you should walk and talk, you inside of you hit on values, you hit on passions.
Yeah.
And those, like, your values and passions come out, and that's what creates self-confidence. So the courage to be who you are itself doesn't create self-confidence. It's by being who you are, you hit on your values, you hit on your passions, you hit on your strengths, and that brings out your real personality, and that is self-confidence.
Very good. I like that. Yeah, it's sort of like a, it's sort of like confidence is sort of like a byproduct of this sort of. I think of confidence as a byproduct of expectation. When you expect that an outcome will be favorable, then you might say that you were confident in whatever thing. But like I said, you really sort of destroyed my definition for it. But that's very cool. What do you guys think about confidence? How would you define it, Melissa, Beatty?
I have a thought. I think it's feeling comfort in my own skin. It's a pattern of behavior. It's a pattern of comfort. And also it's a belief in myself. If I believe what I believe and I have confidence in what I believe in, I would not be disoriented by other people.
That's
and
right, exactly.
Right, but I didn't have enough confidence in my idea, and then I ended up somewhere that's wrong.
That's right, and wrong in terms of not who I want to be, right? That's sort of like what you were saying, Dimitri, the courage to be yourself. That's very cool. Yeah, this sort of willingness, willingness to be yourself. So I like that you mentioned a pattern, because that's really how confidence is developed. It's a sort of pattern of relying on what you believe, relying on your thoughts, relying on yourself internally for your emotions, because getting input from other people is very important. It's a very good thing. You can only see yourself in a certain light. The value that everyone else provides is this sort of mirrored reflection, this sort of kaleidoscope view of who you are. And other people can't really see who you are, but they can give you aspects that might be clues or interesting things. But when they give you input that supersedes your own input, then the balance flips, right? And then you feel not confident, right? So that's very cool. It's sort of this pattern of comfort. I like the word comfort, because even Valerie was saying this feeling comfortable. I like that because it sort of ties into being yourself. Comfort is sort of when you're being in your own skin, you're sort of filling out all that you are. You're like allowing yourself to be. Sometimes we are being ourselves, but we're being our small self, right? We're a small part of us is ourself, but mostly we're trying to act or behave or say things in a way that other people might be happy with or other people might be pleased with. And so there's sometimes I'm in a situation where I know I'm being myself, but I'm not being completely myself. I'm not really in my own skin. I'm just giving an aspect of who I am. Because I say, well, if I say a fart joke, then people might see me as being too childish, right? Then I think to myself, no, I am childish. That's who I am. I don't want to be a little childish. I want to be a lot childish. That's who I am. And so I have the confidence to be myself. So when you say fitting yourself in your own skin, I sort of feel like completely in your skin, not a little bit, but like completely, that sort of fullness of your being. Like
well, that's what Dimitri was saying, the second level, and to me it comes like, yeah, so there's comfort first, and then you're so comfortable, or you hit that second level where it's thriving. That's what comes to mind for me.
I like that. I like that. Very cool. What about you, Melissa? What do you think?
I agree with everything that was said before. I have only one word that I would love to add to that, and it makes a lot of sense to me. It's the word worthy. If you feel worthy, or if you feel that you're worth it, I think this is the foundation of your self-confidence. If you feel worthy if you feel that you deserve the best in this universe, if you feel that you're good enough to have the best life possible, then you have self-confidence. So for me, feeling worthy is very important.
That's excellent. I completely agree. That worthiness is really on point. Valuing yourself. Feeling worthy is really the seed, the stemming point that everything comes from. If you love yourself or love others, it's because you value yourself. You value your opinion. If you're courageous enough to move forward, it's because you value yourself. So this worthiness is very important. It's actually one of the most important things. If you don't even value yourself enough to even question what you're doing, for example, then no change can really occur. If you don't value yourself enough to ask a question when you are in doubt or when you're confused, you know, the students, they don't even have the confidence to ask a question. They don't even have the confidence to say, I don't know, I don't understand, because they don't value the state that they're in. So if you value it, then you can grow. Then all these things are born from that. Let me ask you guys a question. I wonder if you can take about 5 seconds and just think about something that you feel worthy about. Something about you or something that you've done that you consider to be worthy. Anything. I can tell you, I'll tell you mine as you're thinking. When I do things like a social potluck picnic, for example, or a show like this, I always have to sort of tackle this idea of my own value, because sometimes you think to yourself, how am I going to step outside of my comfort zone? When I go to a picnic, it seems simple to most people, but for me it's not. I didn't grow up that way. I don't have that personality. It takes a lot for me to go out and be social. It takes a lot for me to do something like this. And when I do it, then I feel proud of myself, and it sort of increases my sense of worthiness. What about you guys? What do you feel worthy about? There's got to be something. Yeah. And here's the thing. Even if it's very small, you might be worthy. Look, I can tell you this. There's no way you're here on this show because you don't value yourself at all. You're here because you care about improving yourself. And the reason you care about improving yourself is because there's something there worth improving. Can you imagine, you get a car, you buy a car, someone sells you a car for $5. It's completely in disrepair, rust everywhere, engine destroyed. It's so destroyed that you're like, well, what's the point of fixing this up? Right? I might as well get a car that's better to fix up. And so if you're seeing yourself as worthy to improve, it must mean that there's some foundation there you're saying that's really good. I've seen shows where people flip houses, for example. They walk into a house, and to me it looks like the house is completely destroyed, but they can see the value in there. They know if you take away the paint, if you take away this, underneath it there's a solid foundation. So what do you feel worthy about? What's
well,
worthy
I was drawing a blank at first, because it's like you put us on the spot. 5 seconds. I mean, how long is that to think of something? No, I'm just teasing. But no, really, I couldn't think of anything. But I think I'm worthy in a lot of ways. But actually, about this show, you bring up a good point. Yes, of course, I want to improve myself and all that. But also, I think I have something to contribute, and that's why I'm here, honestly. And in theory, I firmly believe that all of us, even if we do nothing, even if we say nothing, just the fact that we're here, we're important, we're contributing. Just the fact that we're here on this earth, even if we don't meet any people, I think there's a reason why we're here, and we're vibrating, and just that contributes to this whole world.
That's true.
Absolutely right. You're talking about inherent value, right? The inherent value of your existence.
Yes.
And I wish people could really learn that. The simple fact that you exist contributes immeasurably to the world. The world today, the world tomorrow is going to be absolutely modified or influenced by the decisions you make today. And that's the power of the now, right? That's the power of being present in the now. That's very cool. And also, I really want to convince people that your attention to things makes it valuable. You know, your attention to something makes it valuable. And so when you're just clicking on a video of a baby laughing. You think to yourself, well, what is the point of that? Well, because you click on it, somebody else might see it, and then somebody else might enjoy it, and somebody else might get something from that. And you think, oh, all I did was click on this thing, but your attention is so valuable. That's very cool, Valerie. I really like the way you're putting it there. How about the rest of you guys? What do you guys feel worthy about? I know I'm going to give you 5 seconds.
I can go.
Yeah, please.
Well, there are many things that I already feel worthy about, but I feel like using this time that I have now to make a declaration or an affirmation of what I want really to feel worthy about, what I want to really feel deep inside. So I'm going to just say it. I am worthy of meeting the man of my dream, meeting my life partner, and having children.
Very good. Very good. That's wonderful. I love meeting people who sort of have an ambition, that have something that they want, a dream that they want, something that they want to acquire. But more than that, I want to know, do you believe you deserve to get that? You know, because there are a lot of people who believe, oh, I want a better job, and then you ask them, oh, why don't you apply for this? And they'll say, oh, well, I can't get that. I'm not good enough for it. And so there's this willingness to believe that you deserve it. Very good. I like that. And when you feel like you deserve something, I feel like it takes the neediness away from it, and it just replaces it with the desire, the want, the sort of pure wanting. Instead of going, I need it, you sort of feel like you deserve it, and then your actions sort of bring that about. It's very cool. I love that declaration. How about you, baby? What do you feel worthy about? I'm picking on you guys today.
I'm still working on it. I have a problem with self-confidence. And I occasionally feel very insecure, and I just need to find out a way to find my worthiness. And
you're not the only one, believe me.
When you asked me this question, what came to my mind was actually, I think I'm a little bit smart, so I must be worthy of something. Maybe worthy of having a good job.
Very good. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. You know, you are worthy of having what you're wanting. In fact, this is what I believe. If you have the ability to desire something, then you're worthy of achieving it. Because to desire it requires enough of an intelligence, enough of a reasoning, enough of a understanding of what you're wanting to desire, right? And so I think, like, I don't desire to be an astronaut. I think it's cool. I think if one day someone says, Peter, you can go to space, that might be cool, but I don't desire it. There's nothing in me that sort of wants to go to space. But I do desire to be, you know, a public speaker. And in so doing, despite the fact that even if it's just a little warm, I'll be sweating buckets, you know, I'll still do it because I feel worthy of it. Even though I might have an inability to do it, I feel like I'm worthy of it. So that's really cool. I really love that you mentioned that. And, you know, sometimes it's hard to sort of find what you think you're worthy about because it sort of feels like you're being prideful, you're being boastful, you know. Oh, what's so good about me? This is what I always learned in church. There's nothing good about you, okay? You're an evil sinner, and you're just lucky that God even cares about you. And so that worthiness.
That's one way to put it.
It's the way they put it. They're being humble.
No, I agree.
You're born this, and so this idea of being humble or small is sort of prevalent in our society. You don't want to sort of praise yourself. You don't want to boast of yourself. But it's very good. You know, it's very good to sort of sit down and do that. Thank you for sharing that, you guys. Dimitri, what are you worthy about? What's your worth?
For the longest time, I usually go to my parents' house once a week to see them. And this week, I went today. So this week, I'm going to end up going twice because I usually go every Sunday. So this week, I went also on a Wednesday. And it's not like my father had a problem and I had to go help him. It was, I called up my father yesterday and told him, I'm coming over for lunch. I just want to see you guys. And it was good. I have never done that before, so I'm worthy of generating love, connecting with my parents.
Wow.
Very good. Very good. I like that. That's really cool. I know there are a lot of parents watching this right now going, I want my son to be worthy of. That's very cool. Jumping by to see your parents, that's always a fun thing to do. And I know as you get older, you know, it's normal. I didn't realize this, but it's very normal to sort of become more and more distant from your parents. But when you sort of remind them that you do love them, that you do care about them, and you do that by sort of doing something that's not needed, but something that you want to do, it really touches them. And I know the only way to give love is to be loved. So that's very good.
Just one more thing. The hardest thing to do in life is to love your parents. Because when you look at your parents, they remind you of all the bad things that you hate. Because all your insecurities you got from your parents. So when you look at your parents, you see their insecurities that you are running away from. That's why most people hate their parents. To change one way to change your life dramatically is to learn how to love your parents. And that's not that easy, but yeah.
That's absolutely right. Your parents are often the mirror to who you are. You know, so much of what you learn, by the age of 6, you learn these patterns, and you're mostly learning them from your parents. I know when I look at my parents, I see in both of them these similarities in who I am. And I also see sort of, you know, I don't hate them, but these sort of negative things that I wouldn't like, and I see them in me, and I think to myself, how did this happen? How did this happen? And but when you learn to love your parents and value them, then you could sort of see how they worked and dealt with their, you know, limitations, and then you could sort of take that same lesson. You know, I saw the limitations my father went through. I saw the sort of way he thought, and I just learned from it by paying attention to what he's saying. So that's a very good point that you're making there, Dimitri.
Yes, like when you look at your parents, when you accept them, you could see what they're learning, what they've learned, and take that. But just accepting their faults, you automatically accept your faults. Because it's the same fault.
Yeah. I actually apply that to everyone. Whenever you're seeing a fault in anyone, it's just a reflection of an aspect within you. And I choose to value and to see the value in other people's faults as the way I see them, because I know by doing so, I'm accepting myself. It's like we talked about forgiveness. When you're forgiving someone, you're not forgiving them, you're doing it for yourself. And when you accept anything, anyone's behavior, you're not accepting them, you're accepting an aspect of yourself. And I think it's a very powerful way of looking at life, because that way you're looking at life from the inside out as opposed to the outside in. And if there's any sort of starting point for confidence, to build your self-confidence, it's got to be from the inside out, right? It's got to be. And so that's really, we had a wonderful conversation here today. I won't keep you any longer. I'm just going to tell you these points in terms of self-confidence. The reason I asked you what you're worthy about, and the reason I put you on the spot like I did, is because as you exercise that ability, just like appreciation, as you ask yourself, well, what am I confident about? What am I worthy of? As you exercise your mind in that way, you're tuning yourself to that frequency. You're tuning yourself to those concepts and those ideas. And if you do that regularly, then as you go about your daily life, instead of having this sort of refrain, this sort of pattern of belief that goes on in your head that says, you know, I'm not good enough, I might not be good enough, I'm worried about doing it, you're having something new. You're asking, what am I worthy about? Why am I worthy to get what I want? Why do I deserve? What should I be confident about? Why should I be that way? If you ask yourself questions, your brain is going to try to find answers for that. And if you ask yourself questions that are, you know, that don't serve you, you're going to find answers that don't serve you. And if you ask questions that do serve you, even if you don't know, the simple act of trying to think about it will conjure up, will bring to mind things that are worthy. Because the only reason you're still alive today is because you do have some measure of worthiness. You do have some measure of self-confidence, or you wouldn't even be able to get out of your bed and go out of your house. And reminding yourself of those little bits, even if they're crumbs, even if they're just seeds, if you water those seeds, if you give them the attention that they deserve, then they grow and bear fruit. Then one day you'll look back and say, oh, look, I'm a confident person. Not because you woke up one day and you were confident, but because you exercised your ability over time. And so that's really the answer to building self-confidence. Self-confidence, like everything else, is built up over time. It's built up over a willful determination to put your focus, put your attention on things that match it. So when you want to wake up in the morning, you want to ask yourself, when I wake up in the morning, I ask myself, what am I going to do today? You know, what do I want? Why do I want it? How good do I feel? I literally ask myself, how good do I feel today, right? Not when my shoulder hurts, I just ignore my shoulder and I say, oh, the rest of my body is good. How good do I feel today? And do you know if you can do that every day, if you wake up every morning and say, why should I feel confident? Right? Not, I don't feel confident, how can I fix that? Why should I feel confident? What can I feel confident about? And you do that every single day, even multiple times a day. It takes about 3 weeks. It takes about 21 days in order to develop a new habit. And so if you are willing, if you want anything in this life, if you want to be more confident, I have to ask you, are you willing to remind yourself of these things every day for 21 days? Is 21 days worth your life? Is it worth this exercise? And if you can do that, if you can tell yourself, I declare that I will have a husband and children and I'm worthy of it every day for 21 days, your behaviors will change. And then as you're looking at your change of behaviors, then you feel proud of yourself, of the effort that you made. And so it's just this win-win, right? As you're developing confidence, you develop pride for feeling confident, right? And the exercise in doing it in it of itself is joyful. It feels good. Look, they don't call me the Appreciationist for nothing. I can spend a long time sort of appreciating what's going on. I really love that you guys are here today. I know I'm going to be feeling really warm and fuzzy for the next few days because of this conversation. I want to thank you guys for participating with us. I know I kept you here a little longer than I meant to. If you have a suggestion for next week's show, please feel free. Even if it's Beatty, please feel free. I know she suggested the last 4 or 5 shows. If she suggests the next 100, I'll be happy. And I want to welcome you guys to come again. I just want to let you guys know real quick what's coming up for us. On July 13th, we have the Happy for a Change Perspective, a community discussion that's going to be at the Chai Tea Lounge. That's tomorrow. Not July 13th, tomorrow, July 24th. Then we have a Heart-Pumping Appreciation Walk with Samantha that's coming up this weekend. And, of course, next week, 7 p.m., The Appreciationist, another show. I want to thank you guys. Did you guys have fun?
Yes, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you for being here. I release you. Take care.
Bye. Have a good week.
Have a good week, everybody.
Take care. That was so much fun. My goodness. More and more people are joining us. If you want to join us, tune in next week at Wednesday at 6:45 p.m. for the pre-show. That's where we get all the technical things set up. You get your microphone set. Oh, you've seen the pre-show. You know what's going on. We'd really love to have you here. You can see how much fun the show is when we have people joining us, and we can have more and more people here, so you're welcome to join. I got the dates wrong for our upcoming show, so I just want to let you know real quick what's coming up for us on the calendar here. I want to let you guys know, most importantly, about the appreciation walks. They're getting bigger and bigger. More and more people are joining these Happy Trails with Samantha Barley. You can find out more about her at samanthabarley.com. Her appreciation walk coming up, it's going to be really one with a heart pumping, so expect to get some exercise done at this one. It's going to be at 6 p.m. on July 26th, so that's this weekend coming up. And if you're participating with us at the Happy for a Change meetup tomorrow, it's full right now, but if you RSVP, I think there's a waiting list. We can find a way to get you in there. Really looking forward to hearing more about you. Looking forward to our Happy for a Change tour coming up, so look forward to more of that. We're going to be going to multiple cities, to Toronto, to Kingston, Ottawa, I'm forgetting all the cities that we're going to. Also in the United States, Orlando, New York, and then also in Mexico, Playa del Carmen and Cancun. You're going to hear more about that coming up. If you want to contribute to the show, please check us out, lawofattraction.ca. You can find more meetup information at meetup.com/TLOAMTL. You can communicate with us on Facebook and on Twitter. You can find all that information on our homepage, lawofattraction.ca. Also, check out happyforachange.com. Hey, look, I won't keep you any longer. My name is Peter Hartman. You're watching The Appreciationist. Take care. Bye. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Appreciate life. Feel more confident. Feel prouder. Go on. Go on and live life. Appreciate something. I'm just high on life. Can you imagine that? I'm wearing shorts right now with a little tie. Okay. Look, take care.